Hello everyone, welcome to the Northern Tarot. My name is Andy. Today I will do the reading for the week 19 to 25th of June 2023. And this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Okay, so next week the main theme is about Saturn retrograding and the Sun's moving into Cancer around the 21st, 22nd. So Cancer season starts. Now, Cancer seasons is all about the security, foundations of securities like the home, the intimacies, the shared resources. So you will expect quite a supportive energy of these seasons when Cancer is trying to support people with building up something from the new foundations, like moving home or receive support from your partners or finding love because it's intimacy, like you find it's so much easier to be open up and being friendly and be warm to people, and people feel the same about you too. And also because we have Mars and Venus in Leo, and they in very kind of like advantageous angle with other planets around this time, but we will leave that until the dailies. All we need to know is that the energy is going to be quite open up for people. When it comes to the heart chakra, the throat chakra, it's very communicative time for people, week for people, and there's a lot of opportunities for love too, because you about to free yourself and release yourself from anything that related to the old karmic things. Now the reason why I say this, because we have to come back to the matrix again to see the big pictures of the energy. So Saturn's retrograding. Now Saturn is about structures, about time, about boundaries. So that indicates that we will have to fix some old issues, some old energies from people. But the time is one way in the 3 dimensions. So it's very tricky. It tests your ability to see through yourself and the patterns that you experience with other people. It's very similar to Mercury. When Mercury retrogrades, bring people back and trying to rebuild things together, and then when it's finished, people just disappear again and don't recognize each other and leaving you in shock. That is the patterns of the matrix trying to show people why you kept doing something so naive, like spontaneously. So it asks you to act more consciously about your decisions. So Saturn doing very similar things, but it actually doesn't bring people back like Mercury, because time is one way. So when it's retrograde, it doesn't make sense of the against time issue. That is indicate that the matrix trying to push people to take that leap in the consciousness and push it forward more, because you need to get out of the safety or the buffer zone from the old awareness. Sorry, what I say, from the old level to the new level. There will be the buffer zone in between, and if we stay in that, we will be swing forward and back. And this is exactly what Saturn doing, trying to test you to see if you swing back to the old idea, to the old situations, to the thing that does not serve you anymore. Because anything that does not serve you anymore, you will have to leave it straight away. You don't need to explain the reason yet, because by the time you achieve the new goal, where you're supposed to be. All the details will be filled in, and then you will see the full pictures. And it will be a lot easier and save a lot of time. Okay, now, because Aisha asked me this comment about stop judging or not judging, why it's so difficult? Because it doesn't make sense that we don't judge people, right? So the answer is, you know what? We entitled to judge. Because bad is bad and good is good. But it depends on the way we look at it. So at lower vibrations, the three dimension consciousness, because it's a separation, we will see it's black and white. But if you raise your consciousness to the 5D, you look it on the higher perspective. So the higher perspective here is about the matrix. I will provide this type of knowledge and it will make sense to you, hopefully. Now, when we incarnate as a group because it's the whole plan. That's why we call it the divine plan. And that's when we know and kind of like aware of the divine plan, we will know exactly when is the divine timing based on the energies of the matrix. Like the new moon recently, it's one of the divine timing, it's click. Now, the soul spot normally will be around 10 to 15 people incarnate together, including your families, very close friend of you, your spouse, your pets, whatever that you feel close and intimate with, or even as a stranger. But if you meet them the first time, you're just drawn to them straight away. You know that's right away. That's the people from your soul port. So we incarnate together, and our job is to role play. Some will play the light, some will play the dark, depend on their personal experiences, what they still need to experience. So if you playing the light, then they will play the dark for you, because they are the people playing game with you. So the karma is being accepted and kind of like cleared out once the game is solved together, if you see what I mean. So when we look at that way, we will know, we know that they are bad and they still need some sort of boundaries, not punishment, so they can learn that for themselves and get the credits when they get back. And the same for us. Now, our role is, because they play the bad roles for us already, so we will kind of give some gratitude for that, and we move on. Because when we rise from the darkness and being happy with ourselves, and we use the pure love, for example, we don't judge them anymore, we don't hate them, we don't unfriendly to them, we just simply don't want to deal with them because you did something that is not moral, not acceptable. And that's how we educate them. And they actually looking for those things. But the more you still in the fight, the more you still, in the pain, it still create these tensions when talking to them or dealing with them. You not satisfy their lessons. You don't make sense for them. So that is why the soul really trust each other to be in that kind of close relationship and hurt each other, because they trust you. That because we forget about the contracts when we're here, right? But they trusted you enough that you will be able to show them when the bad things happened. So if you can understand it now, you will stop judging, right? But it doesn't mean that they're not a bad person this life. Because of the awareness that you have, you will simply have to act like a judge. Because when you read some things, you will say, okay, so that is not good, not bad. So what is the judge do? The judge doesn't judge people. The judge put them into the right frame of where they're supposed to be. For example, if you're disloyal, if you're not dishonest, if you are abuser, if you immoral, whatever that act that they did to you, then you will not get the love from me and the kindness from me. But it doesn't mean that I don't love you as a human. I just cannot allow you to get the things that I can give you. So you set the boundary. Now that's how you deal with your soul. They are actually your soulmates, your soul group. If you take a piece of paper and write down 10 to 15 names of the people you think they are the key soul playing this game with you and trying to help each other to solve the game, you will see why they are your soulmates. Maximum 15 names. You will find around 10 to 15 names maximum. Sometimes it can be more, but to solve this matrix, you don't need much, because you incarnate together life after life after life so many times that as long as you see each other, you know right away that there's something there. There's a click, there's a chemistry. And that's why people will go crazy about the lovesick, heartbroken, heartfelt. Now you see what I mean. In fact, there's no such love, because when you back there, you're just friends equally like each other. You just get on so well with each other, but it's not the love that you crazy for, like here. As I say, love is also something. Love is the greatest things, right? But the concept of the human in the 3D world created as the type of romantic love, unconditional, is the illusion thing. You will never find it. I promise you. Because it's always about something. For example, can you say that you're unconditional loving someone while they still bad to you? Or if you unconditionally love them but you want them to love you unconditionally too? You see? So it's a concept of very tricky concept to trick people into the matrix, so your mind cannot get out of all these things, and you will struggle and confused. The whole purpose is to stop people from solving it. It's a challenge. And what the group of souls doing together is they will solve this matrix together. So you don't need the whole group to solve it. Only need one person to solve it, and then the whole group get the credited, because it's a collective work. It's a collective game. A very much possibility, it is you who solve this, not them. Because as long as you're here with me, that means that you're looking for the answer. You might not know what you were looking for, but I can tell you now, you found what you're looking for right now with me, right here. That is all about. If you give yourself some, thinking about what I've just said, the whole thing can be very, very simple. But people make it complicated because people didn't know. Once you know exactly how to solve it or how to help people to see through it. And a lot of times, you have people by not fitting in their villains, evil act or energies. That is how you're helping them already. And at the same time, you just being happy and thrive with yourself. That is how you're helping them. Now, if you see what I mean, because imagine that, because they did it for you this life, a lot of high possibilities, a lot of chances that you were them before. It's a fair game, so don't trying to kind of like moan, stop all the moaning, stop all the how I say, repeating the storytelling. Just apply the formula I provide, stop judging, and just do what you're happy with. Focus on what you're happy with. It's simply by waking up in the morning and thinking, okay, I want a cup of tea and coffee, or both. Now, if you're happy that you have both, do it. If you just want one, then say, or if you don't want anything, just want to be lazy, make sure that every moment, every decision you make from now, it basing on the questions, am I happy with that or not? Because in no time you will see your life changed. And that is the best and most practical way that I can think of to be creative, to help people with whatever situation you're in. Because people tend to find excuses in situations. Because, I was talking to my teacher in the university about this topic yesterday, and he said, no, but you can't say that because some people like beggars on the street, they don't have the condition like you. So this is, you are, because you are too intellectual up there, so you don't understand them. I say, no, my formula applies to everyone, even the beggar. Of course, you want to beg the money to survive. Okay, because that is the experiences you want to gain. I respected your choice. But doesn't mean that you cannot find the happiness. For example, because there are stories, right? For example, some people want to experience how to be on the street and being that miserable situations, but doesn't mean that they cannot find the joys. They can be close to nature, for example, because they just love nature, so they just meditate. So one day, because they love nature so much, they meditated so much, suddenly they found out all about these spiritual psychic things, and suddenly they become famous, for example. So when you start to learn how to find the joy, the happiness in everything we do, and forget about what we don't have or what we cannot do, or if we try but it's too much, then stop. You try something that you're feeling aligned with your heart, your desire. That is the key to the fifth dimension consciousness. And you will be in the 5D in no time. Okay guys, now let's go to the cards and we will see what spirits have for us. Okay, so as usual, we will go to the oracle card first to see what we have for the week of 19 to 25th of June 2023. I will start as usual with the Star Code Astro, week 19 to 25th. If you would like to donate, or if you would like the information about the course aligning with your higher self, please check the description box. I will teach the second sessions today, on Sunday at 8 p.m. in the US time, so it's around 4 a.m. here. Now, if you in the US, or if you can exchange the time to the UK time, so it's gonna be 4 a.m. here. If you compatible with the time zone, then you can email me, or if you want another time, you can also email me, so we can arrange the time for Europe. Because in Europe I've got 2 people at the moment, but I'm waiting for them to finish the moving home, so we can start after that. Okay, so now the Star Code Astro, you have North Node Future number 34. Wow. This is amazing. So, this is about the aligning to your divine plan. So make sure that everything that been, like the thing you're seeing at the moment is where it's supposed to be exactly. So keep it in that order. So that Saturn's retrograde will cause some hiccup of how I say, to stir up the old patterns. So make sure that again, like the introductions I was telling you, this is all about set the boundaries to put everyone in the right positions. So if you're supposed to be there now on your own, then you're supposed to be there on your own. Don't try to get back to someone. Now, if someone split because it's time for them to, learn the next experience or whatever that they need to learn, then allow them to be right there and do the jobs that they need to do. Because these type of retrograding energies, it will kind of like steer people back to each other, so they might contact you or reach out to you and things like that, or even in the mind they've been thinking about, because people need time to processing things. So you do the same, but make sure that the processing things is basing on the attitude of you solving the matrix, not by the missings, not by the emotion, not by the missings, not by the hating, not by the disliking, not by the judging. As long as it's non-emotional involvement, that is perfect. How you gonna deal with it, matrix? And it might be new, this kind of thing new in the world right now, because I've never heard people talking about how to solve the matrix and what exactly the skills or the ideas that we need to apply. But at one point it will be popularized eventually. So because we are Sagittarius, and we're supposed to be the pioneer in this shift together with the world. So that's why we're meant to create the trends, and this is what exactly we're doing with each other. So make sure that you raise your awareness through all the shared information, and take it in whatever that you feel compatible with your situations, or what rings the bell to you, and give it a thought. Don't take any informations and just assume it to be right straight away. You need to put your own insight in it, because it will become your knowledge, your wisdom eventually. Okay, so that is the North Node future. So yeah, you know what? Regardless of how bad it is, but the future is in your hands. It's always in your hands. And when we start to empower our abilities, our power of the creators, you will allow yourself to attract all the best things from now on, because that's what you're supposed to do, because that's what you are entitled to. It's your time. So keep that in mind, and keep the positivities, and reprogramme. In my course I have a sessions about reprogramme. It's very important, because we will need to look into all the aspects of our life and how we behave and respond to all these situations in the past, because we can see through it the patterns of other lives too, because it results till now. And if we change it now by adding, or readjusting and adding new coping mechanisms little by little, after maybe a couple of times, when the patterns showed up and you change the way you deal with it, after a couple of times like that, you will automatically allow yourself to learn the new skills of how to expand yourself. So next life and next life, and hopefully that you don't have to come back too many lives or exist right after this life. But if you come back, the patterns will be still the same, but you will deal with it with ease, and you overcome everything easier and easier, and until you become the master. Because depends on your soul journey, because we all start at different time, different incarnations. But this is the golden chance, because right now we are alive, right now we can speak, right now we can share. It's much easier than speaking to spirits, isn't it? Okay, so the second oracle card, we have the star ancestors. Hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. Wow. See, your star ancestors, which is the soul tribes, telling you, trying to send you the messages that it's time to be really, really who you truly are, because that's the only way to allow you to tap in whatever that you learn that needing for you now. Now, this is how you created your contract. You know your challenge. You know who play which roles and why you choose each other to be that roles. Imagine that you still remember it now. So what happened is, you know what skill you had that will help you to get over these situations right now at the time that I'm talking to you. So you need to use that imagination and sit there quietly, connect to yourself, and don't think, just sit there quietly. The more you empty the mind, the better. That's why I suggest, if you meditate, it's a skill of meditating. So to stop that monkey mind. I know, like someone commented yesterday about the monkey mind that I say is funny. But I love it. It is a monkey mind, because even me, I didn't realize that I was a monkey mind all the times. Up until I start meditating, I'll say, oh, hang on. That is about, I do feel myself like a monkey. Jump and jump and jump and jump and think too much. And now I learn to stop it and think so much easier. I feel things coming so naturally. Even the work, the informations, the story I can share with you, everything just like you recall things, you summon all what you learned, what you knew before, allow you to share with the world and co-create. That is the co-creating things. So there is something about the lost wisdom. Now, lost wisdom, this is quite interesting term, because if you remember the poem I made the other day in the introductions, I did mention the lost wisdom, and this is exactly what it means. The lost wisdom is what we learned, we knew, we stored it in the energy field, which is called the Akashic records. The data is not stored in your brain. Your brain is a radio receiver and transmitter, and process which information to reside in the unconscious mind and which store in the space. So if you learn to tap in it, but that's why aligning with your higher self skill is the best skill that one can learn through all the lives of incarnations, because when you align with your higher self, literally you almost merge with the versions of when you sign the contracts to get in Mother Earth. Things just come back to you naturally. You don't even have to learn. Now that explains a lot of why my psychic ability is just going up and up and up without learning nothing. because I allow myself to evolve and raising the consciousness as close as the higher self. Of course, you cannot be 100% higher self, or else there's no meaning of experiencing things. However, it allows you to bring back all the lost wisdoms. And I promise you that you are a lot more amazing than what you thought you are. You just don't know yet. Because the fact is, you are looking for information to solve your matrix. That indicates that you are very mature soul. I don't want to use the word old soul, because old soul sometimes it's very old. So they kind of like quite skilled already, but because you're still learning, so that's why I say you are very mature soul. So don't underestimate yourself. You have to trust yourself more. And you have to understand that you are special. Because if you're not here. If you see what I mean. I'm not talking about being here with me. You're not here on earth. You are here on earth for the mission. Everyone comes here with a mission. Okay, so now love relationship. You have let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. That is very direct message, right? So I'm not gonna go deeper with that. Let your friends help you. But my what I think is the week 19 to 25th, it's gonna be quite awesome for love relationship, because you have the energies of the new moon. It initiates the new divine plan. So it's the sense of once you finished putting all the key souls that you met so far into the right positions. For example, okay, so he plays that being a husband, it's completed now, put into that positions, completed tick box. So write out all the name and put the ticks to the name of the person to see which one you completed the learning. And by that, you're not confused. Whatever that happening or comes back, it doesn't confuse you anymore. It prepares you to meet the new one. Because that will be the next soulmate, also know you very well, waiting. And they will also wait for you, because that's why it's called the divine timing. So to allow the divine timing to happen, you will need to put everything back to its right order, which is Saturn trying to help you. Boundaries. So people can gain the clarify, like the solar calm oracle yesterday. That's the clarify about. So it's the week of opening the new energies to come in for you. Okay, so the tarot. Let's see. We have Three of Wands. There you go. Moving toward to some new energy here with the Three of Wands. You see that the people waiting for your boat, you are right there in front of them. So this is the next group, not the next group. They're in the same group with you, but they wait. So they divide. So the souls are divided into different phases, right? So when depends on what you learned. So if you want to learn about relationship, the universe gives you the relationship, and then give you the bad ending of it. Because you need that contrast so you can enjoy the real love. The real love, but in the court. Because it's still the role play things. It's not really anything. Because at the end of the day, when you all exist in matrix together, you all friends together. You all families together. If you see what I mean. So the challenge is the Seven of Swords. There you go. There is some deception here. That is exactly what the energy is about. to see if you can put everything in order. Clarity needs to be gained to allow, because the new people, imagine the new people say, hurry up, it's time, we're waiting, right? They so impatient. And you still running around with all the mess in your head. Circles cannot get out because you cannot see things through. But hopefully that with the work that I'm trying to share, that you will get a better idea how to make it happen for yourself. And your higher self wants to know, to let you know that you are heading to your destiny, the star. Your wish come true. It's right there. Mentality, you have the 7 of Wands. Yep, you will kind of like wake up within yourself. Your soul waking up, actually, not you. And you will say, no, thank you, not you. You go back there. No, not you. Even you try pretty cool, I'm not gonna fall for it. That's the attitude that you're gonna go through with the 7 of Wands. And environment, you have the 10 of Pentacles. Amazing. Selling off, it's like the speeding up energies toward the goal, the new destiny. Even you don't see it yet because it's a North Node. You will never see the North Node. In fact, the North Node is always, again, it's just the concept of the alignment with your higher self. So the closer you are to the higher self, the closer you are to your North Node. Your North Node is actually your higher self, not some imaginary North Node that people come up with. Okay, so there you go, very close. You are so close. So the further you push this shift of consciousness, because this type of shifting is a 4D, but as long as you shift, you will immediately go in the 5D through the 4D. So the 4D is, again, is a concept of the transformative steps. It's like the buffer zone between the old one and the new one. So you don't want to stay in the buffer zone because, first of all, the structures of the 4D is not applied in the 5D. There's no use. But you need the structures to get into the 5D. And the structure is the formula that the formula of happiness I provided already. Only 2 things you need to do. Stop judging and then just do whatever that you're happy with. Anything you're not happy with, just stop. Then you will see the result. Okay, and then you have we have the Knight of Wands here. Again, someone coming toward you. Fire sign. It's a Leo card yesterday, the Strength card yesterday. It's here. Someone, this is just the energies of soulmate energy. So like you instantly recognize each other. You instantly drawn to each other. And when you drawn to people, that is the sign of they are the key soul who playing the game with you. If you put all the name in the list, so I hope you have the papers right now after this and put all the name in the list to see how many keys people that you met so far in your life, starting with your parents. Okay, now let's clarify this. 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands is clarified by 10 of Cups. Wow, amazing, amazing. It's the reunion time. You're gonna meet someone. It's amazing. The 10 of Cups is it's about happy time. It's not about the wish fulfillment, but it's about happy time. It's the gathering time with people. It can be literally anything which related to gathering or going out, meeting people, or spirit will arrange it. You don't have to worry about it. With one condition, you start to create that new program of doing things that make you happy. Everything. Even the job you don't like, right? But when you go to that job, you don't have the chances to move yet, right? But you will figure out what is that you can do in that job makes you happy. For example, you will feel happier if you have a cup of tea while you're doing it. Then make sure that you always have the thing that makes you happy. If you understand what I mean. So create the the happiness within the situations, like the example about the beggar that I gave people, because my teacher says, so what about the beggar? I say, well, they still can find the joy in doing things. It doesn't mean that they cannot do other things. They can love meditating, they can love animals. Some people, they just love to be with animals, and they do it. It will lead them to the next door. Okay, so the Seven of Swords. Now this is interesting. The Seven of Swords clarified by the Ten of Swords. The challenge is there's something about, this is about the human that you interacted with. So there is something about, now this is not about our new energy, but there is the patterns repeating with the Ten of Swords. It kind of like reminds you of something you had before. So the Seven of Swords is gonna be the trigger patterns, and the Ten of Swords is about the full experiences that you learned about it. So the universe wants you to see if you know it. We will know what exactly it's about because you say no here with the Seven of Wands. So you gain something about the clarity for yourself on a specific experience. Now, my gut instinct is this is about someone that. So the Seven of Wands clarified by the Nine of Wands. You are kind of like fighting within yourself. This is like the fight of Wands with the Four of Pentacles together. So this is the energies of you trying to figure out or how to stop those people to bothering you, because they're still trying to get back to you here and playing all kind of like, same old thing, and you start to get bored with it, and you're trying to figure out how to deal with the situations, or how to give your mind the peace of mind. For example, I already gave you the answers. So as long as you put people in order without emotion involved, you will close the energy field from yourself. So the entrance door to your energy field, with these people being closed, they will stop automatically. But to allow that to happen, you will need to make sense for yourself about the matrix. Actually, the best ways to deal with everything is by gaining the proper understanding and knowledge. That's the only way. It's not through spirits, it's not through, some sort of blind belief. We need something more concrete about the how I say, the more concrete proof and evidences, and that can only be done through the matrix understanding, and then chain all the events and the people that you interacted with to make it one pictures, because you need that for yourself, because your experiences are unique. Everyone's experiences are unique. The challenges might be the same like each other, but the details, the situations, totally different, and the levels of emotion also very unique too. So only you can change all the things for yourself, because you want it for your own wisdom. Because when it becomes your own wisdom, no one can steal it. You can never lose it. You can never forget it. It will be stored. Okay, now the star. Let's see what we have. The star, you have the Eight of Pentacles. So there is something will allow you to start working on your... This is like a personal skill. So this is about the coming out of the new abilities. Or suddenly you got a new idea about something and you work on it, and then you discover that you are really good at something. Let's make me as an example. I never liked meditating. I never. Until 23rd of May, so it's quite recent. Something tells me that I need to do meditating. But then I was thinking, why? Because it's kind of boring sitting there. But there's something like the urge. So this is exactly what you're gonna feel. Suddenly something urges you. Your soul or your guide or someone, trying to implant the word or the information. So trying to listen to yourself more and connect to yourself. And if there is something like that, then you need to investigate in it. Don't just ignore the sign. Because as I say, before you create the contracts, you knew exactly coming to that time, things are gonna be crazy or things are gonna be quite horrible. But because I got that skill, so I will put myself in this situation. So, and there will be this kind of trigger event to allow me to bring the other things out, to create that magical moment for yourself, for your own amusement. I was, I don't know why, this saying suddenly pops up in my mind, and this is not from me, right? This is from one of the top researchers at the moment in the world. But he made a joke that God actually masturbate himself through all these things. And it's kind of funny, because if you think about that, because you are actually God, you're actually the creator. So you created this game for yourself, and you put yourself in the situations because you know that there's a way out. The fun is how to find it, because there will be keys hidden around. So like you playing the escape room, if you ever play it. So you have to go and find the clues, and this is exactly it. So you actually, like, I don't want to use that word masturbate yourself, but we do masturbate ourselves, isn't it? Because I've been thinking about this for quite some time now with myself. At the beginning, I thought, why I managed to escape all the situations nicely because I didn't know about this knowledge. And then when I started to do a tarot, and I kind of recall things that I say, right, okay, so that's what I did to my game. So I knew that I had all this knowledge and abilities, so I put myself in the situations that if I don't have any money, all the jobs have started to close the door, I will have no choice but to turn to spirituality, because and then I can bring out all these things, because my main purpose is to share it. Now you see that is exactly what you do to yourself too. So if you think it that way, you start to smile. First of all, you will think how crazy you are to come up with the idea like that. Because I asked myself, how on earth, why I wanted to be like this? Why I had to do these weird things? Why I cannot live a normal life? But there's an answer right with the question. So when you ask the question, you get the answer right away. It's in there. So the 10 of Pentacles clarified by the Knight of Swords. Sorry guys that I kind of like off the topic reading the cards. So the 10 of Pentacles is clarified by Knight of Swords. This is action energy, so it feels good. It's you who decided to stop the patterns, stop the monkey mind. This is the monkey mind, the Knight of Wands, because you're trying to get back to that old idea or that old person. But because they pops up, if they don't pops up and stir it up, you might just being left in that safe zone of confusion. The safe zone in the quote again, if you understand what I mean. But because they stir it up, you see the 10 of Swords straight away. The no-go experience. And that is exactly the blessings. So we call this the blessing in disguise. And by the way, guys, if you're religious, don't get offended if someone uses the word God, because it's simply it means the creator or the divine. It's not God of any religion at all. But I know that Sagittarius, we're not religious. We're spiritual, but we're not religious. So I hope it's okay. But I still have to say it because a lot of people feeling quite sensitive to the word God. I don't follow any religion at all, but I'm more spiritual than even the religious people. How about that? So, the Knight of Wands. Let's see who's coming toward you. The Moon. Ooh. Someone's really spiritual. Someone got this. As I say, it's a soulmate connection. It's a people playing this game with you. The Moon here is, and it's in Cancer, right? So the Moon here is about someone has a very good psychic abilities. It's very compatible with the journey that you about to not create, because you already created, but you're about to step in and being inventive, because there's different possibilities of doing one thing. So it depends on how inventive your mind. You might make the game more exciting for your own experiences. That's why I suggest more than ever, this is a time that we need to respect what the heart desire more, because the heart desire the experiences. The heart doesn't desire the thing like the ego. Okay guys, this is all I've got for you. If you like what I'm doing, please like, share the video, subscribe to my channel. If you would like to donate, please find the donate button in the description box, and don't forget about the course that I have. You can email me anytime. For now, thank you and bye bye.